Coach, we've talked about this from week to week and game to game, but there's never an easy day or an easy game when you're in the MAC. This weekend on Sunday, an Ohio team comes in. They've only lost once in their first 6 games, and on Friday, obviously the next game, Kent State, the preseason favorite, they'll come in here having won 4 in a row. So, I guess, is that something that you guys just talk about? It just feels like no matter what happened in the last game, you look ahead and you're like, oh, that's a tough opponent coming up.
Yeah, exactly that. I think, it's a little bit irrelevant who we're playing against, and I say that with nothing but pure respect meant to our conference and the quality overall. I think every team is good, and we know it. We've managed every single weekend to be playing first against second at some point in that weekend, and a big part of that obviously is because we've been there in one of those places. So I think we feel confident because we're obviously playing well, and I think that we are training incredibly hard, and I think that's where we hope we're getting it right. We're not taking our foot off the gas. We're trying to improve. We're trying to get better. We don't want status quo. We don't want to stay the team that we are. That even though we're winning, because other teams are getting better around us, so we need to get better as well. So the girls are working incredibly hard, as they always do, and they're ready for Friday. They're ready for what they know is going to be a big game, and I think we know that Kent are coming in a place where we ended their season as the number 1 team last year, so they're going to have an extra chip on the shoulders to try and make sure that they spoil our party a little bit. So we know it's going to be tough. We know the weekend's going to be tough, and we know every game for the rest of the season's going to be. So the only thing I will say about that is that's what we want. That's what we're here for. You don't get into this job. You don't become a student athlete so that you can enjoy the opening day of the season. You get into these games so that you can play the big games, so that you can play against the best teams, so that you can compete and try to win something. And we've given ourselves the chance to be in the mix, and we want to make sure that we continue that.
And you kind of alluded to this, but I'm sure if someone had said to you, hey, mid-October after 6 MAC matches, you'll be 6-0, I'm sure you'd gladly say, okay, I'll take that. But the fact that you are 6-0 and in first place, does that change anything that you do, your approach, whether it's in practice, on game day? Does anything change at all?
No. I think it is that simple. I think if we start doing things differently, we'll have different results. Not to say that by continuing to do what we're doing, we'll keep getting the same results. The world doesn't work that way. Sport doesn't work that way. Every week we do everything we can to be as well prepared as possible for the next game, and that is basically the mantra, and that's not going to change. I think that whatever we do, whoever we play, wherever we go after this week, we're on the road for 2 really tough games again, and we will continue to do things the same way regardless of whether we go 2-0, 0-2 or anything else this weekend. We just want to make sure that we are as well prepared as possible for the next game.
All right, sir, and that next game is tomorrow night, Friday night at 7 p.m. against Kent State. We will catch up with you after that one. Thank you, Coach.
Thanks, Mike.